Good morning, everyone. Here we are going to start the chapter Human Eye and Colorful World. Though the chapter was completed in Google online classroom, it is given separately for the benefit of children so that they can understand more about this chapter. The chapter Human Eye and Colorful World. Human eye, it is one of the important organ in the human body or in the living things. And this important organ which is used to see the surrounding world. And this organ is related to the light because whatever be the objects around us, from that objects the light coming towards our eye, that light is refracted through the parts inside the eye, and then the image is formed, the impression move to the brain. In the brain it is processed and the object is identified. So we can say the human eye is one of the optical instrument. There are so many optical instruments, among which human eye is also one of the optical instruments. So here we just going to discuss about the structure of human eye, its function, how it is working, and what are the functions of different parts in the human eye. I am again and again repeating the human eye because the eye of different living things is different from the structure and the function of human eye. Here we discuss only the function of, only the structure and the function of human eye, not the structure and the function of other eyes in other living things. This human eye is also discussed in the earlier class. In class 8 also it was discussed. Something discussed. In this class also we are going to discuss the same thing and also some more facts about the human eye. Now we start. The structure of human eye. What is its structure and what are the parts inside this human eye and how they are working. With this, how we are able to see the object around us, in front of us. You see, the structure of this human eye is the circular one, but it is actually the spherical one. Thus, whole structure of this human eye, this we call eyeball. This is the eyeball. The whole structure. So the eyeball is in the spherical shape. For the normal grown adult person, the diameter of this eyeball is approximately about 2.5 centimeter. From this end to this end, it is approximately 2.5 centimeter for the normal grown adult. And this structure, the eyeball, its outer layer. And there are two layers. One is outermost layer and another one is inner layer. These two layers are made up of opaque tissues. and that opaque tissues gives the fixed structure, that is spherical structure. So we can say that the tissues are somewhat harder, so that they can give the spherical structure of this human eye. And this is the outermost layer that is made up of tissue. That tissue is opaque, means no light can pass through the other parts from this part. The front part of this eyeball is more curved. It is more curved. And that more curved front part of this eyeball is the transparent through which the light can enters into the eye. This front more curved part of the eyeball is known as cornea. So we can say cornea is the part through which the light enters. So we can say the cornea is also known as window of the eye. Then this cornea, it is, we can say, this is in our eye, the black circle which we are seeing, the black circle like this, which is moving sideways. That is the cornea, that is the transparent part through which the light enters. The other parts are opaque. And the next parts, from the circumference of this cornea, because this is exactly circle for all the persons. For some persons, if it is defected, then it may not be exactly spherical, exactly circular. Now we are talking about the circular cornea. From the circumference, we will find some fiber-like structures. That fiber-like structures are also tissues which are having the ability to change their length. They can increase or decrease the length. And that fibers are having the hole at the center. These fibers are represented like this. These are the fibers which are extended from the circumference of this cornea. And these parts are iris. So iris are also made up of tissues which are able to change their length. Why should they change their length? That we'll discuss later. The iris, this you can see in your eye also. When you stand in front of the mirror, if you see your eye, and you can find the fibers are extending from the circumference of this cornea. That fibers are known as iris. The color of iris is different for different persons. For all the persons, it is different, and the color is different in region wise. In our country, most of the persons are having the color black, and with the color of this iris, the color of eye is determined. So we can say iris gives the color of eye of an individual. Mostly for Europeans, we are seeing the color of iris is different. So their eye is different in color. Some persons may have blue, some have yellow. Different colors are there. And this iris, they are able to change their length according to the light coming from outside towards our eye. The brightness of light coming towards our eye may be more brighter or less brighter. If the light is excessive, if the bright light, very bright light is coming, suppose you are standing in front of a car, in front of a bus, from the headlight of The vehicle, the bus, the light is coming, it is more brighter. That bright light is excessive for our eye. On the other hand, if you are standing in front of a room, there is no light, so it is dark, and that light is very less. Whenever we receive less amount of light or excessive amount of light, in that condition the iris is changing their length. By changing their length, the hole at the center, the size of hole at the center is also changing. If their length is increasing, then the hole becomes smaller. If their length decreases, the hole, size of hole increases. If we stand in front of a brighter light, then the length increases, the hole becomes smaller, because more excessive light coming towards our eye. To control that light, the size of hole decreases, and that hole we call it as pupil. If we are standing in